Why, hello, and welcome back to another Rise to War guide, and today we will be using the conversion stuff for items. This is going to be a big video. Stay with me. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we're going to go over my entire set of items and convert things. I've been saving it for a video to kind of show you guys how to do it, because once I do it, I can't do it again. So basically, when you first log in to the new 2.0 version of Rise to War, okay, so this is after the update, this video, you're going to get 30 days whenever you log in where you'll have this little thing. You'll also have a respect conversion one here. I've already done that in a separate video if you want to watch that other video too later. But we're talking about armor today. So we get three different things here. We get the Elven Craftsman Hammer, which is basically a free way to click on something and for example, this blue item. And you can deconstruct it. You can do this 100 times for free or something down here. You get like 10 a day. And it adds up to like 100 times. You can see it doesn't really, basically it pulls them apart for you so that you can, rebuild things later if you don't like a certain item and stuff. And see, I have 90 uses left on that. So, which is probably going to be needed. So we got equipment conversion, okay? So this one is, if you have a broken down piece, this only works for purple and gold item, which are kind of the items you're going for in this game. The blue ones are kind of just there until you can get purple, right? Gold are like, oh, those are nice. But basically you can convert classic items into the new items. So let's say there's an item you really don't want to use very much, like this Arnold Cask Helm, and you'd rather get a different item. You can convert it here. But let's say you want to keep this item, but you don't want it to be the classic version anymore. You want to update it. Well, then you don't use the equipment conversion, you use the equipment update, okay? That's the difference between these two. It's really, really, really important, okay? The difference is the left one will take the same item and convert it to the new stats, okay? The right one will take a classic item and re-roll it into a new item with the new stats, okay? So let's say you have, and again, it depends on the item, right? So of an accessory, for example, let's say this Wizard's Fire, right? This Hunter's Mark, I want to convert it, right? So I'm gonna just do it for you to show you. So if I convert this, it's not necessarily gonna be another Wizard's Fire, okay? So convert, yes. Look at that, it turned into a Hobbit Fiddle. And it's one that's new. So that if you could tell the difference between classic and the new 2.0. New 2.0 always has this special new buff underneath it, okay? So it always has this, whether it be command, HP, attack, something for the commander, all right? It's gonna be right underneath the name, and it's also gonna have a little symbol on the picture, right? Some kind of symbol. These new symbols are very important, okay? So how these work is that you have to have sets now. And if I click this, it should bring up this thing, and this will help you understand. So the Hobbit Fiddle can have every item in the game can now have one of these set bonuses. And basically what it means is you have to have all four of your helmet, chest piece, weapon, and accessory all have to have the same one if it says 4 after it, 1 of 4. Some of them are 2 of a 2, and apparently the Hobbit Fiddle are all 4s here. It just depends. And basically, see how it says 0 of 4? So you don't even get this first 3 rounds, this formation damage received, -20, unless all 4 of your items have this, okay? But now you have this item. I mean, this buff up here for your commander. And then you have your normal stats for either your commander or your units, which are still there. Now, another thing that's really important, okay, to think about real quick, now that I've explained that, and you can see the conversion thing, I told you the truth, it turned into a different item. But now, what if I went over, let's just rewind for a second, back in our minds, 30 seconds, before I talked about what the item stats were and stuff, okay? Go to equipment updates, and I'm gonna use the same, we're gonna go to another firecracker, all right? Now this is great. So this place, if you click on things, click on it, and you can see here first what it is, and it shows you this is the classic one. It does focus for your commander and range damage, and it has Hunter's Mark on it, okay? Then you can see what it's gonna convert into, right here. The commander command up there, you get new bonus. Your commander's focus, it still gets focus, and unit attack, +6, cool. It also gives you the buff War Cry, all right? So now again, we're gonna need War Cry on a bunch of different things. You're asking me now, what is this? This thing at the bottom is always gonna be randomized as you're converting. So watch, if I click on a bunch of these to convert them all at once, which you can do, right? You can see what they're all doing. I have not seen any difference between the original ability and the new one being different, but as you can see here, now we have a bunch of different ones, right? And they all have different things on them. And this one is also War Cry. This one is Sharp Blade. This one is Upkeep, which this is... I'm hearing everyone say this is a terrible ability, so I don't think you should use this one. Just side note. Might. And again, what this does is you can now have, like, instead of having to, like, find a very specific item, it gives you a little bit more flexibility on your builds, on setting things up. Now, again, you're still gonna have to have certain items, but before that, I need to probably talk about items a little bit more in this video before we convert all these right now, just so you can kind of understand. But I'm gonna go ahead and update all these ones because I want to update since I clicked them anyway. Okay, so those are updated. And also, you can go into here and you can go into like Supreme, I already did them, or Fine, and you can have them automatically convert. So I'm gonna say select all of my blue ones and just have them all convert because they're my blue ones. I don't really care to think about each of these ones. I'm just gonna convert them. And by the way, if you notice, they've already converted some things like Commander Initiatives. They've already, even if they say Classic on them, they still go and convert them, like change the names, like Initiative instead of Speed, right? They got rid of Speed and gave Initiative, Attack instead of, what was it before, Power or something? And then Focus, right? So anyway, we're gonna go ahead and just convert all these blue ones though. And as you can see, it will automatically convert all of that to the 4 gold stats. It's still gonna pull some stuff out, I believe. I don't remember. Let's see what it does here. So it says Uruk-hai strengthens material. So it is pulling out some strengthened materials. And the interesting part is now instead of being silvers, they've actually have some gold on them. So let's cover items real quick on upgrading them and stuff. So let me just go into blue items. Okay, so because a lot of you know how to play the original game, you're watching this, I'm sure. So you just want to see what the new ones are. So here's what you need to keep in mind, okay, with the new stuff here. Again, I'm trying to make this a quick video, so I'm talking quickly. Strengthening. Strengthening will buff the normal stat. Let's do different. I want different item to show you. And let's maybe not use classic. Let's use a different one. Let's use the fiddle we got. All right, let's use one of the new ones. When you strengthen, it helps all of the normal stats, just like it used to, okay? So if I strengthen with another fiddle or another item, by the way, a cool thing is, too, is I believe you can strengthen with, oh, it's like glitching out. There we go. It was just loading them all. So you can use all sorts of other accessories still to strengthen, right? It doesn't have to be, it could be any of the same accessory, just like before. So let's say I'm gonna use a Wizard's Fire, right? And I'd strengthen. And if you notice again, it's going to buff up there. Whoop. All right, good, good, good. So we've got it buffed up there. You can see it buffed up some of the stats on the fiddle. Now, what does refining do, you might ask? Okay, refining increases this stat. See the stat underneath the name that I was talking about a minute ago? It does not increase the special thing at the bottom. So basically what we've done, or what the devs have done, I haven't done any of this, what the devs have done with the game is they have basically moved whatever the refining stat is to the top here. You're refining whatever the buff gives to the commander. Whatever these buffs are, whether it be commander units, are strengthening still. The refine does nothing to the special ability. The special ability will be the same, whether it's strengthened, refined, whatever, which honestly feels like kind of a boon to free-to-play players, in my opinion. So if you don't have a fiddle that's fully maxed out, strengthened, and refined, you will still be able to get the evasion action on 4 different items, even if they're all 1 star, and get that first round you take 20% less damage. So that's kind of cool. Now granted, will you still be stronger if you do the work and you've got all this stuff, for someone who pays more for the game? Yeah, of course. But again, you can get purple items maxed out after a few seasons, I'm telling you. I've told you that in the past. That's not too hard to do. But yeah, anyway, that's kind of cool there. I can strengthen this pan. The classic Hobbit's pan. But here you can see a lot of the new ones that I've got here, like agility, right? The Elven Dirk, mail, all right? So, and again, if we went into this, you can kind of go through and see. Most things look like they're groups of 4. For a while, I saw some people showing groups of 2, but I don't know if they might have gotten rid of that idea of having 2 of something in a set. So pretty much it looks like everything is groups of 4, all the abilities, where it be a lore of the arcane, war cry, evasion. All of these are going to be on one of the items, okay? So that's kind of what's going on here. It's kind of whatever you want to pick here out of these. There might be some exceptions depending on slightly different things on certain items, but pretty much you're going to need 4 of a kind, right, to build up certain items and stuff as you go. Anyway, hopefully that you followed that and that it makes sense there. Again, a lot of things give HP now too, which is why I kind of think updating your gear is going to be necessary for 2 reasons. Okay, 2 reasons I think upgrading gear is necessary. I still think it'll work fine, but if we just go and look at stats real quick on Gimli here. So when you look down there, we now have an extra slot for the special item, right? So if you have a special item on your character, it won't show it unless you actually have the special item. My Gimli is the only one that has a special item right now, so that's why he gets that 5th slot on the right there. But if you look here at these stats real quick, we have the damage stat, which determines the abilities to inflict all types of damage, all right? And then we have over here, which is kind of the older stat, but it's been updated the name, attack, which affects abilities to inflict physical damage, okay? So again, which is good for Gimli, because he does mostly physical damage. But again, HP, my HP is a little low on my Gimli, because none of these items are giving me, they're giving good buffs to my troops, but they're not giving my commander any health, right? Like, they're giving, again, buffs, but my Gimli doesn't have a lot of HP from it. But you can see here, this one is giving my commander some HP, all right? And also, but I gotta strengthen him again if I want to get more attack and HP. But it does seem like attack is still good, because my Gimli in battle reports is getting a pretty decent amount of damage, okay? I'm still getting a pretty decent amount of damage, but I'm gonna go ahead and upgrade Gimli in this video. I'm gonna do it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna unequip, but by the way, familiarity has been totally removed from the game. So that doesn't matter anymore. If I re-equipped this axe, it would still give me the exact same stats right when I put it on. Kind of happy about that a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove those. This one doesn't really matter, because I will enhance this one later with some more golds to get it all the way up. By the way, you can refine the legendary to max before you put all the strengthening stars in, by the way. Now, I don't know if that is the same with regular items. It's a good question. I'm not sure right now. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the moment of truth. So one thing that I want to see beforehand here is just to see how much damage my Gimli did to this attack a second ago. Let me go back actually. I want to see my Gimli fought a more powerful mob. I know he did. I had him fight one back here. Is this it? I think this is it. No, that's not it. I need a more powerful mob here. Where's my Gimli more powerful mob? Is this a more powerful mob? These guys look too easy. Yep, too easy. I'm trying to go back here and see where my Gimli fought a tier 40 mob. Was it here? Is this it? I think this is it. All right, so you can see my Gimli here. He did about 68,000 damage himself, and with his team here. He did, so it's just pretty good. Now again, it's lowered because they've had to rebalance it since there's 4 commanders, that all the commanders are gonna do some damage. So they probably still wanted to keep it under like 400,000 or 500,000 altogether. But as you can see here, commander did 123,000 damage. I dealt 201,000 damage to this level 35 mob, all right? Level 35 mob. I was kind of hoping I could search for a level 40 mob. Can I find a 140 mob? Was this a 140 mob? No, definitely wasn't. I might need, you know what? Yeah, we have to do this. Let me put the gear back on real quick and just smack a mob real fast. I just want to see the difference. The before and after. And there's some of these I'm not even sure I want to update all of these right in this video. I'm going to decide right now. But let's see here. All right, so we'll go ahead and max that back there and back out. And let's see, that's a 35 mob. It has mountain trolls. I think we might just use the mountain trolls as the example because they will be able to absorb more damage because trolls have a lot of health. But I want to see Gimli's full damage output as best I can. So let's do that real quick as we're waiting for Gimli to walk. Let me just go ahead and do this. Anyway, thanks for joining me for this video, guys. I appreciate it. This is kind of like, this is a big momentous occasion for me because I have to do a lot here. Like, It's hard switching my items a little bit. It's a little worrisome, I'll be honest. Like, I'm like worried to do it. It's like, yeah. I know that's been the sentiment of pretty much everybody, because we've worked really hard to build these items up and build these builds. To just kind of drop them and like redo everything, it's like, it's a little bit worrisome feeling, if you know what I mean. So, all right. 1 minute there on that. Trying to think how I could show you something else right now. There we go. I love this little place though here. Wow. I have an ambiance video of this, by the way, on the ambiance playlist. All right, so we're almost there with that. Ooh, look at that. Pretty cool. By the way, the filters now stay, which is nice. They've thought about that finally. So I could put small dwarf units and I'll only have my dwarves. I love it. And I could do only tier 3 units. So now you can only see my tier 3 units. Well, I guess I also need tier 2, huh? Oh no, I need to put medium on too, that's why. Because my the mounts are medium units. There we go. So there, I have my 3 units. And I believe now that stays on. Yes, the filters stay on. Good job. Remember I was telling RiseToWar in videos that would be a good thing to add to the game? Well, there we go. They did it. The filters stay on now. And also, I believe it is, let's see, they've added pretty much, I wonder if these filters stay on too or not. Let's see. They do not. Okay, so that filter is the same. Well, that's all right. At least they did one. At least they did one. That's good. While we're waiting, okay, did he just hit it? All right, he did. So let's see how they did. Perfect. All right. Gimli did about 57. Okay, a similar amount as before. They did about 200,000 damage, about the same amount of damage, the same type of mob. Good, good, good. All right, so now that we know that, I'm gonna go ahead and bring Gimli back, and we will put new troops in, just so commanders have been healed. Now, we will remove these. And here comes the big question. Let's go see the conversion of these particular items. All right? So I'm gonna update equipment if I was gonna update these. So the axe right now gives 63 attack commander damage. Remember, that's the lower one of the 4 original stats. It does not give the damage stat, which supposedly is better. And it also still has cleave. Normal attacks have a 50% chance to deal an additional 100. That's still really good. So let's look at the new version. The new version, if you look up there at the top, it says commander damage, 11 to 23 added to the damage there. The commander attack is still 48, and now the commander's defense is 6. And this one also has sharp blade on the formation. Oh, ho, ho, which means plus 20 during combat to whoever won. I think it's definitely better. So we're gonna update that one. So now let's look at the helmet. 42 attack for the commander, 30 defense for dwarves. Dwarves get stun immunity. I've never liked that dwarf stun immunity one anyway. So let's see what we get with the updated version. If I go check over here. Unfortunately, power overwhelming is a different stat, which is kind of a bummer. Which makes me kind of wonder if I should use this one. It says commander defense up, unit defense plus 6, formation damage received negative 21 stunned or madness, and then commander command is up, which is cool. I'm almost thinking with this one I might want to do the reroll one, where it pulls it apart into multiple things, or reforge it, just so I can work with other ones and reroll. So this is where I have to decide, because that doesn't seem much. I want my Gimli to do lots of damage. See, because I like that it keeps attack and dwarf defense. So the classic one almost seems better for my build. And I also don't like that it's not sharp blade, because that means I wouldn't be able to use the special ability. Because if I want to use sharp blade, I need to have all four of the individual items have sharp blade on it, right? It has to be the axe, the helmet, the chest piece, and the accessory. Let's look at the other ones just to double check here. So this one, Box of Knowledge for the warrior, is attack, commander focus, HP for your units, and a 40% chance to trigger 9% increased each round to get 9% increased damage, and physical damage dealt to commander ignores some of their defenses. It's really good. What does the new one do? It's got might on it. Of course it's different too. That's so annoying. It does give my commander almost 1,000 HP now with the updated one. And it gives attack for the commander, focus, defense, and initiative. Those are all really good. I'm a little bit bummed about the fact that this is being changed though. Kind of thinking, is there a way for me to, can I choose? Oh, refining materials. Strengthening materials. This is what it used. So this is what's inside it. If I wanted to pull it out, it has box of knowledge. It's showing me what's inside it. I didn't realize you could do the material changes inside it. So, not really super. I like the upgraded stats, but I don't like the fact that it's a different ability. I kind of wish you could choose the same abilities. And all of the ones inside also don't have Sharp Blade, which is really frustrating. Physical damage dealt by the commander's formation plus 10%. That's the formation, not him. This one is damage dealt plus 2% each round. The formation, not the commander. Indeed. I'm debating if I want to update this one or not. This is a big decision. This is a big decision. Let's go ahead and check this one out. So this one is commander gets attack, dwarves HP up, dwarves damage plus 3, and dwarves receive less damage. What's the upgraded version? I got 1,400 HP, which is a lot. Attack and defense of your units, it gives no damage to your commander now. And this formation's defense, it's the thick armor. It's a different one, plus 20. What is its things inside it? It does have one inside that has the formation attack. I wonder if I can pull it out with the refining or not. See, because it has the sharp blade inside. I'm not even sure I want to use this item, though, if on him if I update it, because I want it to be able to give the commander damage. 40. So I'm going to have to look for a new chess piece, pretty much, if I want to do this. But again, it doesn't even buff just dwarves now. Durin's Plate could work for any units. So it's kind of like useless to use with just dwarf commander, you know? So it's like, this is a hard one. I'm almost thinking I want to like pull these ones apart. I like what the Axe of Khazad-dûm does. All right, so what I'm gonna do is, I want to see, let's go special effect conversion. What is that? All right, after equipment is updated, it will obtain the corresponding set effects based on its special effects before the update. Okay, so if it has any of these things, this is what it will turn into. Okay, so you can like search it. So they do have a direct conversion right here. So if you want to check ahead of time, like let's say you have like, you know, contempt, domination, whatever one you're using, specialist will turn into sharp blade, battered will turn into flay. And again, remember, there's only a certain amount of these on each of them. Archers, might, sharp blade. All of these turn into thick skin. So it kind of, you can go through here and see any of them that you're looking for, right? So like, again, look, if I click on this one, I can see it's cleave. Well, if I go to special effect, I can look up, you know, cleave. See if it shows it. Oh, can I just find it like that? Did it just not have cleave? Cleave. Why is it not showing up? Huh. Well, maybe I'm wrong on this. What about resolve? To resolve. Well, I'm not sure why it won't show up, but oh, there it is. There's cleave. I saw it. Cleave. Well, for some reason the search thing isn't working. Maybe it's because I'm on an emulator. Cleave turns into sharp blade. There you go. Now you know. So, I mean, that's good. So now what I want to know is, for the rest of this video right now, for you guys are going to want to know this too, is can I convert that big helmet? Doesn't look like it. Maybe I need to use the Elf Forge. So I can convert this one That's the classic version that I still have. So if I go to the Elf Crafting Forge and I wanted to break down there it is. The helmet, for instance. We'll unlock it there. It says what we will get out of it is a bunch of these, and I will get all of the classic helmets with different abilities. That's what I'm going to do, because then I'm going to go and take these and update them. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pull it apart. Pull the helmet apart. Yeah. Okay, there. Problem solved. There we go. Okay, and now I've got other pieces, classic ones to upgrade with, right? So I'm going to go ahead and do that with my other things too here, like the Elven Cloak. I'm going to go ahead and pull that apart because I'm going to update the Elven Cloak by itself. So it seems like I should pull things apart unless I really like its other ability. And then I update these ones individually because it might give me better options of getting the underneath ability, right? I can pick and choose which one I want. Since, again, remember, there's a limit to how many crafting ones you can do, but again, it's 10 a day for the whole month, so I could do another 88. I could pull everything apart right now if I wanted to. And then I can convert things that are classics here. So, for example, if I really don't think I'm going to use the Noldor sword, but I'd like to look, before I do that one, I'd like to use this one. So they give you a lot of options. I like all the options they give you. It's very nice here. I'm going to unlock these. So when it comes to the axe, I think we're gonna go ahead and just convert the axe, because in theory, here's what we have in it. Just a bunch more sharp blades, and these things are in it. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just update this one because I like what it turns into. So here we go, and update. Boom, the axe has been updated. All right, so now another good one is this one, I believe, turns into, so this one gives attack focus initiative and attack for units. So this one could be a good chess piece to use, and it gives HP. This might be a really, really good chess piece to use for the other one. But let's go back to the Elven Forge, and let's just start crafting. All right, guys, hang out with me because we're gonna be crafting for a while here. Let's see, do we get anything? Well, so we have to break them apart, and then we have to go check them at the other thing for their abilities. So I'm gonna go ahead and break them apart. Wow, it looks so crazy getting all those golds, doesn't it? All right, look at all that stuff about to pull out. This is good though, because if I pull everything out of these with the crafting forge, then I can go through and look at all the abilities those all give me, right? So now I can go over to equipment update, and I could go to, not that, I could go to accessories because I just pulled out a bunch of accessories. I thought I could bring up just accessories, but look, it pulled up a bunch, so now I can look what I get, right, when I update it. Gives a pretty similar number of stuff, but that one gives siege, which isn't really great. This one's not bad for Gimli either, but I don't really want to use this one because it doesn't give him... I'm looking for an accessory that gives him attack when it gets updated. That's what I want to know. Does this one, what does this give? So focus defense, what does it give now? Defense for the commander. Okay, defense, and command. What does this one give? Attack and HP, what does it give now? Oh, attack, focus, and defense for the commander and HP. Physical damage dealt by the commander's formation. Because that's my... I think Sharp Blade, what's good about Sharp Blade is it works for the commander as well as the formation, compared to the ones that say just for the commander's formation. And again, let me just double check. Am I right on that? Let's see if I can get one of these with Sharp Blade on it. Yeah, here. Attack plus 20 during combat. This formation. Well, no, maybe it isn't. Well, does the commander being in the formation count? I don't know. That is a good question. Right? Physical damage dealt by commander's formation. Well, I mean, that might work too. It's kind of hard to decide. I think I'm going to go for the Sharp Blade, though. I think that probably will help the commander too, but I'm kind of wondering if the Ent Drought Callip might have been better for... but we'll find out. Now here's the question. Once you reforge an item, are you able to use the craftsmith to break down a new item? It looks like you can. Let me just jump down to the bottom here. Sorry, I've got so many. So yeah, I can still break down the one I just remade if I wanted to. And it would give me... Well, it doesn't even give me the option to have that other one, except for a War Cry. This formation's damage dealt plus 20% for the first 3 rounds, plus versus 20 attack. I feel like War Cry is probably not as good as this one, if this one works for the commander too. But this one works for the commander. But Gimli doesn't do a lot of damage until... Well, maybe he does. I might break it down just so I can do the math later. And get these other items out for now. I think we're going to do it. We're going to go ahead and just break it down. Because it doesn't take anything out. I can just rebuild it. So. But, problem solved. Gosh, you can see why there's so much that goes into thinking about this. Again, I think I'm going to do a lot of this off video. So I can think too. And kind of like plan ahead. So like, for example, this one does attack and defense. And fire protection is the one it used to give. Now it'll give evasion and defense for the commander, defense, and it gives a ton of HP, 1200 HP, which is really, really good. What does this one do? Attack, initiative, mounted, combat, mounted damage. What does it do now? Command, attack for the commander, defense for the units, formation, defense, okay? What does this one do? Focus, ranged, right, into focus and attack, right? Unit attack, cool. I mean, there is a lot to go through here. This one's very interesting. I thought how they did the gigantic hammer. So it's attack for the commander, damage for the units and large units. And when you update it, it's attack for units, defense for units, command for the commander, and sharp blade. So that one's good too. Again, I'm looking for damage Gimli does though. But again, the way they've done it, I will say the way they've redone the game, it kind of makes commanders more... like they're more prominent in the way that they have health bars now and that they can fight, but they're also like less prominent as in like Gimli can't do 300,000 damage. I mean, I had Gimli do 400,000 damage in one fight one time to Mama Kills, which was awesome. It's not going to happen now because you have to spread it across 4 commanders and 4 squads, right? So they had to rebalance things, but Gimli still does some pretty good damage. So I'd kind of like to see with some updated items here how much damage Gimli does. So what I think I might do is I might, for the rest of these, let's go ahead and just update all the rest of these blues. Look at them all. Updating them all. Huge swaths and chunks of blue items. I think I'm going to have to break down all of my items, realistically, and then go through it. Every single one. And I don't think you guys probably want a video that's like 3 hours, so probably not going to do that. But let's go ahead and just update. I'm going to go ahead and update all these purple items now that I know that I can break them down anyway after I update them. So we'll go ahead and update all those purples there I had, and then flawless. I kind of want to double check, but realistically I kind of need to upgrade them because they're just not going to be as good without that special bonus on the top as well. And I think these things are really going to add up on the bottom too. I might just go for it. Might just update them all. It's like, again, I can go through the Durin's plates. Let's see. Do any of these give... This one gives sharp... Oh wait, sharp blade. That one gives sharp blade. That Durin's chest piece. Oh, cool. So I could do sharp blade and go for that Durin's chest plate, but again, it only gives my units attack and stuff. None of them for my bonus. What about this one? Commander. Oh, this one gives commander defense and commander attack. Warborn battle plate. If I really want to focus on Gimli doing damage, I'm gonna have to really focus on commander attack. Bonus is as well. See, again, I'm really going to have to just update everything, I think. What about this one? Initiative for the commander, defense, HP. All right. So, again, if I refine these, they're going to give HP. So, it looks like both of these give 1,000 flat, and as I refine them, they're going to get stronger. This one's attack when it starts, and then it also, this one gives very high commander attack and focus. The Berserker thing is very nice. I'm almost thinking I might want to re-roll some of these chest pieces to try to get some of the Berserker ones. Because that's one thing, if I update, I don't think I can re-roll anymore. Right? That was the one thing we were looking at here. Yeah, it looks like no matter what, if I'm... It doesn't look like I can re-roll all these worn ones, though, for free. Might be able to get some good stuff and see what I get first. I think that, okay, that's what I gotta do. I gotta go down, I gotta go take every item off every commander and then go and just break down every single one of these. I guess that's what I'm gonna have to do. I'm gonna have to go and take every item off every commander. So I'm just gonna like, except for the special one, I'm gonna have to do it through the commanders, I guess. And then once they're all off, then I need to break them all down. And because it doesn't matter with respect, I can put them back on. And then I'm gonna break them all down after I take them all off, right? And then I can go through and choose and pick which one I want, what formations, which ones, and all the broken, worn pieces. Instead of using them to upgrade things, I'm gonna use those worn pieces to re-roll new pieces to see my entire option list, right? So all my original pieces and then all my broken, worn pieces for strengthening, I'll re-roll all of them to get new items. So then I'll have an entire sheet of brand new items to use. And then once I have that entire sheet, then I can pick and choose which ones I want to keep and which ones I want to use to strengthen with or refine, right? What I'll have, what are the majority of items I have, that kind of thing. So I think that's the way to make this work the best. So that's what I think I'd recommend. Anyway, I think from there, I'm just going to have that today. And I will see you guys in the next episodes of Voice of the Rings, for this is the long version of the new item breakdown and all those things. So thanks to my Patreon. Subscribe button's there. Next episode's up there. And over there is a Lotro Tail. Have a great day, Middle Earth, and I'll see you all in the next episodes of Voice of the Rings. Stay happy.